This week in the music we're doing, both by Copland and by Schubert, there's a great deal of reference to folkloric music of one sort or another. Schubert certainly had this fascination with music that sounded very much like Dorfmusik of one sort or another. And always in his big compositions, he was including music which had something of this flavor in it. And this is something that Mahler, of course, had a lot. And I have said many times that I thought that what Mahler did was to realize Schubert's symphonic ambitions using the orchestra of Richard Wagner. That's kind of what Mahler did. But there are all these connections. In the case of Copland, there's so many different kinds of American music that are referenced. Black music, jazz, blues, folk music of all different parts of the country, cowboy music, Appalachian music, kind of Chicago, noisy, New York, noisy music. And somehow or another, he makes a fusion of all of this into a language which all Americans could recognize as being American, that it related to them in some kind of way. But nowadays, lots of young people growing up in America don't really know that music all that well.
And speaking about your teachers, Aaron Copland, you do the Appalachian Spring, and there are more, even many versions of not the ballet, but also the suite. So the one that you do here, how would you describe it, how it came into being?
Yeah, well, I guess it's now the case that I have my version of many Copland pieces based on the years that I worked with him, that he was involved with one performance or another that I was doing. Hearing him play the music or the way he would sing it as a demonstration of how he wanted it to be done very often sounded like something that could have been from maybe a sports field. There's this figure that kind of goes da-da-dee, da-da-dee. So many people are doing this in a very contemporary music, kind of stiff, strict way. But when he demonstrated it, it would be more like he was saying like, atta boy, or way to go, or something like, like you'd say to somebody in a sports match, atta boy, way to go, that kind of thing. So I try and bring as much of that into the performance to get people to, as I'm very fond of saying, get past the notation, get over it. Just the notation is a kind of code book which describes positions of notes in time. But then after that, you have to kind of figure out what the notes are really supposed to be about. That's the next part of it.